Hi, I'm Rob.
And I'm Rob.
And this is Ask Rob and Rob.
Hello everyone, welcome to Ask Rob and Rob, the show where you get your property questions in, we get our juices flowing, and we give you the very best of our answers. At least we attempt it anyway. So, let's do that. Let's get your questions answered. But before we jump in, let's remind you how you can get your question on the show.
Yeah, it's really not that hard. You just got to go to propertyhub.net/ask. On there, you'll find the number if you want to call us, the link if you want to send us a voicemail. You could even submit a written question for us to answer in the Sunday Times. So whatever's on your mind, get it over to us and we'll try and help you out, just like we're about to for Emily.
Hi, Rob and Rob. Emily here from London. Thank you for all the podcasts. The February fundamentals that you did in 2019 were truly life-changing for me. My question is about loan-to-value ratios. I've always taken money out from my properties to keep them at a 75% loan-to-value ratio and to free up money for new investments. There's recently been a lot of discussion about people aggressively refinancing to release as much money as possible, and I'm concerned about being in a vulnerable position, as this is essentially what I've done. I want to maximise the benefits from leverage without overstretching my business, and I was wondering what percentage loan-to-value ratio you recommend in this market. I was wondering if it was time to start leaving more money in the properties or trying to keep them at 75% loan-to-value ratio. Thanks very much for your thoughts. Bye.
Emily, first of all, thank you. It's so wonderful to hear people who've taken action, listening to something way back in 2019, and that making a difference to them. That is what keeps us motivated and keep going week after week, even after 10 years. So thank you for sharing that. The least we can do then is try to answer your question. And what I can do is give you my view on it, because I can't tell you what to do because we're all different. My tolerance to risk will be different to yours, and Rob's will be different to mine. And that's fine because we're all different. There is no right answer to risk. You just got to go with what you're comfortable with. Now, when I buy a property, I normally have bought at 75% loan to value. And occasionally, I will refinance properties to withdraw more cash. But I would say occasionally, not aggressively. So I will look, and if I feel like, oh, wait, there's a lot of equity in a particular property, then I will look at taking some of that cash out and reusing it. But I'm not trying to eke out every pound from my portfolio. Also, I have a few properties that are unencumbered, which I have no mortgage on them. They're cheaper properties. But I like that because it gives me peace of mind that I've just got those sitting there. And if I ever needed to sell them quick, even at an aggressive markdown, I've got cash there that I can realise, and I don't need to worry will it cover the mortgage or not, even in a downturn. So they're like my peace of mind properties. So I have that in my portfolio as well. I need to go back and look at the exact number of my leverage at this point in time across my buy-to-let portfolio, but I would guess it's somewhere between 50 to 55%. I might surprise myself when I look, but that's, without going and digging through all the numbers right now, that's where it feels like it is. And that's because once I've bought them at 75%, naturally over time, that equity increases. Now, I am fine with that, and I'm fine with the pace that my portfolio is growing at. But for some people, that's not aggressive enough, and they will want to build faster. They need to extract that money out because they have goals or their portfolio isn't at the size that they want yet, and that's fine. And you should do that if that is right for your strategy. But if you're also at a point where you're comfortable, your portfolio's at a nice size already, and things that you add to it are more of a bonus, then lower loan to value is fine as well. And for some people, they don't like leverage. Even for all the benefits we give you and why you should use it, they just don't like it. So a lower number is fine for those as well. Probably not as effective, but that's okay. As I say, it comes down to you and your risk tolerance. So there is no right answer. But what I would say is that if you still are nowhere near your goals yet and you need to keep building and progressing, then absolutely keep an eye on the equity and extract what you need out to keep that momentum and keep progressing towards your goals. But if you've hit your sort of primary goals now, and now it's more of a bonus and topping up that base, then maybe you can ease off a little. The choice is yours. But whatever you do, I wish you the best of luck. Thanks, Emily.
Okay, let's move on to our next question.
Hi, Rob and Rob. My name's Tenda. I am a graduate project management consultant working in London. I was previously an international student, and my line of questioning comes in with regards to purchasing a buy-to-let property or multiple buy-to-let properties as a foreigner or as a non-British citizen. I was hoping you guys would be able to unpack some of the obstacles involved in that process and, just generally speaking, how achievable that goal is. Thank you.
Whether you can get a mortgage as a foreign national or how easy it is and what options you have will depend on factors like which country you're a citizen of, how long you've been in the UK for, how long you got left on your visa type, the nature of the employment that you have in the UK. There is so much to think about. And depending on the answers to those questions, it can be anything from kind of specialist but doable to really pretty tricky and probably not going to happen. So it's impossible for me to give you an accurate answer. Firstly, because I am not an expert in this area. And secondly, because I don't know enough about you. So whenever we talk about mortgages, talk to a broker is the advice that we almost always give. In your case, absolutely speak to a mortgage broker and speak to a mortgage broker who's used to dealing with clients in your situation, because it is a super specialist area. So even at a generic level, if you walk into your local high street bank and ask about a mortgage versus speaking to an independent mortgage broker, you'll get completely different advice, levels of service, options. But then even within independent mortgage brokers, speaking to someone who spends most of their time placing very straightforward residential mortgages versus someone who does lots of complex buy-to-let work with expats, with foreign nationals, again, it's worlds apart. So it might take a bit of research to find that person, but it's well worth doing because they'll be able to give you a detailed answer for your own circumstances. And they'll also be able to tell you what changes would make it easier or give you more options. Because your situation will change in the future. So you'll have spent longer in the UK. Your employment might change, your visa status might change, and knowing how each of those will affect your mortgage options will be really useful to you. So even if you're not in a position to invest right now, for whatever reason, having that knowledge is going to be super helpful for you in terms of planning and goal setting. So while that is not a definitive answer for you, I think you've got a really clear next step. And once you've done that, you'll be in a much stronger position.
Alrighty, that's us done for another week. We'll, of course, be back with the main event, the Property Podcast, on Thursday, and back with another Ask Rob and Rob next Tuesday. We are very consistent. And if you want a bit more, you've got the Sunday Times, the home section on Sunday, where Rob and I give you some more answers there each and every week. Lots for you to go on with. So until those momentous events occur, take care, have fun. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.